and then we don't want you to, because there's like, make the decision for yourself. I'm like, well, I've made the decision, and I say your practices are wrong and unfair and abusing your members,
He completely lied on that.
That wasn't that great? It was so terrible.
And he couldn't even answer what Scientology was. He was
like the disconnection policy? Oh, of course.
We don't do that. Of course we do. Even if they don't, it's not sort of thing that's studied. It's a thing that's sort of passed around. It's like a thing that you consent to when you become a Scientologist. It's because everybody else feels that way, then you join in. Especially like the stigma that squirrels get.
Militant agnostic. That can be like, I don't understand, and I don't think you do either.
I should be wearing a mask, really. I do have a bandana on my back, but I couldn't be bothered to put it on. So I'm not really anonymous. But
I think it is. I think that's
it's a subject I haven't fully grasped. Basically, I have done Dianetics with a friend. According to the book, I cleared him. I got lots of engrams, but his panic attacks disappeared. His income's like skyrocketed, and he's doing really well. So the technology works, but like you say, you're fighting the Church of Scientology, which corrupt the technology, the OT levels. Did you see the interview with Jason Big A?
Yes.
Basically, he was getting audited, but he was getting more and more screwed up.
Yeah.
And that was supposed to be like OT cramps. And the OT levels that they've got, like OT 4, 5, OT 6 isn't even an OT level, it's a training level. So basically, they're not doing the original OT levels, they've been pushed aside. And they're just doing things to screw people up. Because if they're screwed up, then they've got more things to handle, so they pay more for the auditing.
So do you know about free zone and all that?
Oh yeah, I'm in the free zone.
So you're in free zone? Cool.
Free zone.
So do you guys like have actual services and stuff, or do you just do your own thing? You buy the books and do stuff with each other?
Well, there's different things. The free zone's pretty much free. You've got people who are just completely wacky, doing like strange things.
Yeah.
They're not. They're on the periphery of the free zone. You've got free zoners who like have been indoctrinated by the church.
Yeah.
Who like have got this idea of like standard tech. Everything needs to be standard. But you don't really know what is standard because the tech has been altered so much. And you've got like old timers from the 50s through to the early 70s who do the tech that they know that works and well that they grew up with really. Then you've got other people just doing bits and pieces. You've got something called Ronzo. Ron's second in command left in the early 80s, and basically L. Ron Hubbard ignored him.
Yeah.
And he took that as a sign, as like things have gone too far, like get out and start something else. So he did. But he died of cancer like in his 50s because he was screwing around with some like OT type stuff. So it's horses for courses. You can pretty much pick and choose, do what you want, really.
Okay, I'm a Christian, and I see other Christians do stuff. Like you probably see people that are Scientologists do stuff that you're like, no, what are you doing? So I can totally see that. Like, and even within the free zone, you're saying there's some people doing crazy stuff that you're like, okay, what are you doing?
I mean, they can do what they want, really. It's like, why should I enforce my opinions on them? That's not what it's about. It's freedom, as long as that's not hurting anybody I know, or well, as long as it's not doing any more damage than it is good.
Which the church.
Oh yeah. Oh, of course. It's terrible. It's like causing people's marriages to break up. You know.
Oh, I know.
Crazy man.
We actually have one of the guys. He left to go buy a boombox, but he's here with his dad. His dad was OT7 and left, and they were separated. He was a little boy, and he grew up, and it's a father and son. You know, he left one left when he was like 40 or something, and I think his son left when he was like 16 or 17. But they reconnected and stuff. Which is great. But a lot of families, even after they leave Scientology, they're not.
Yeah, it's still there.
Yeah.
They're still being affected by it, and they're still holding on to it. Really,
Yeah.
it's just you can't just let go. Really.
Yeah, well, because he grew up, everyone telling him his dad was like evil, you know.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, exactly. It's even like that. Jason Begay, his 5-year-old son couldn't go to his school. His friends couldn't talk to him anymore.
Oh.
That's just like.
And how do you explain it to a 5-year-old, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's going against human rights, which is what the church say that they agree with, you know. But that's bullshit. I know. Yeah.
So like, were you ever like in the Church of Scientology?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, I was interested in it, but I couldn't do it because it was like so expensive. So for years, I just read books, went to the yoga occasionally. I knew there was some good stuff there, but at the same time, I knew something wasn't quite right. But I joined staff, only lasted a few days because they wanted me to work like from 9 o'clock in the morning till 9 o'clock at night,
Yeah.
like 6 days a week for no money. And like, I had no money to pay for my transport or food, so I was like, that's not going to work. But then I managed to save up and I did the purification rundown, it's like a detox, but absolutely phenomenal. I went exterior, I was like, whole perception changed. Think clearly, everything was crisp and clear. I was just like, I jumped out of bed in the mornings, like full of energy. I was like, this is fantastic. So that was a big thing. That sort of really, this stuff really works. I did another couple of courses, and I was doing really well. But then an OT5 at the org is like, who was a suppressive person, because all the staff members were wearing like rags and stuff, and he was wearing like designer shirts, stuff like that, doing well, you know.
Yeah.
Funnily enough, the senior CS died of a mysterious illness, and a couple of other people died of cancer over the years. But he said a few things, and it's sort of what Scientologists call caved in. It's hard to explain, but I don't want to explain it really. But like, I couldn't believe it. I'd done so well, but then I just hit rock bottom because of what this guy was saying. So I didn't like going in the org after that. And basically, every time I went to the org, I just felt like shit. It was supposed to be an island of sanity, but it was an island of insanity. It's like local shops were doing much better. People had better clothes, were like happier than the church members. The church members were walking around like miserable and stuff. It's like, that's not Scientology. So then I just drifted away and just decided not to be into it anymore. But then I found the free zone, and I've gained a hell of a lot since then. Yeah, fantastic stuff.
So it's just like all the original stuff. That's what the Free Zone believes in? All the original teachings that are from in the beginning of the church? Or
again, that's debatable. Some people do. Some people pick and choose because, like, over the years, the technology did change.
Yeah.
There was different bridges, different years. Some people do the RTC bridge, which is like the current bridge, which don't do the original OT levels. Some do David Mayo's bridge from the 80s, early 80s. Some do the Otto Roos bridge, which from the 70s, I believe. And people can't pick and choose. You know, it's up to them.
And they don't have spies following them, and they don't have people taking all their money. So
yeah, exactly.